Imagine scrolling through your social media feed and suddenly you're staring at the face of a killer, not a character from a movie, but a real murderer who's built an army of fans, admirers, and defenders online. Welcome to the dark side of social media, where killers become celebrities and justice becomes a popularity contest. I'm your host, and you're watching Strange Chapter. Today, we're diving into the disturbing world of social media killers where murder meets millions of followers. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because the stories we cover here will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about humanity. Social media has changed everything: how we communicate, how we share our lives, and unfortunately, how we glorify violence. In the past, serial killers were hidden in the shadows, their crimes revealed only through newspapers and police reports. But today, a killer can have more followers than your favorite celebrity. The Deadpool Killer case shocked the world, not just because of the brutality of the crimes, but because of what happened afterward. Thousands of people with real accounts started defending him, romanticizing him, creating fan art, and even calling him attractive. But he's not alone. Let's explore how social media has created a new breed of killers, and more disturbingly, a new breed of fans. Center of a murder investigation that would soon go viral across the globe. The victim was Warisara Klinwai, a 21-year-old woman whose body was discovered in a gruesome state. The suspect, a 23-year-old man who went by the online alias Deadpool Killer, inspired by the Marvel anti-hero. But this wasn't fiction. This was real blood, real terror, and real death. What made this case different from countless other tragedies? The killer didn't hide. Instead, he posted about it on social media. Photos, confessions, disturbing content all shared online for the world to see. And the world did see. Within hours, the posts went viral. But here's where things took a dark turn. Instead of universal condemnation, something unexpected happened. Fan pages started appearing. TikTok videos defending him went viral. Instagram accounts posted his photos with heart emojis. Twitter, now exploded with debates. Comments flooded in. He's so handsome, he can't be a killer. Free him, he's innocent. Or would testify for him in court. Everyone deserves a second chance. Fan art appeared. Edits set to romantic music. Thousands of young people, primarily young women, began treating a murder suspect like a K-pop idol. The hashtag campaigns weren't calling for justice for the victim, they were demanding freedom for the killer. Why does this happen? Psychologists call it Hybristophilia, an attraction to people who have committed crimes, but social media has amplified this phenomenon to terrifying levels. In the age of filters and curated feeds, some users can't distinguish between a fictional anti-hero and a real criminal. The Deadpool nickname created a psychological distance from reality. He became a character, not a murderer. The algorithmic nature of social media platforms also played a role. Controversial content gets engagement. Engagement means visibility. Visibility means more fans. It's a vicious cycle that turns tragedy into trending topics. In 2020, a disturbing TikTok video went viral. A young man casually confessed to murder while lip-syncing to popular audio. Users initially thought it was dark humor, a joke in poor taste, but investigators took it seriously. The video garnered millions of views. The comment section was split between people reporting it to authorities and others calling it creative content. When the confession turned out to be real, the video had already been shared, remixed, and turned into memes. The line between entertainment and reality had completely blurred. In 2019, a man in the United States documented his entire crime spree on Instagram stories. Each story showed a different location, different stolen items, and eventually evidence of violence. His follower count skyrocketed. People weren't just watching passively, they were engaging, commenting, even suggesting next moves like it was an interactive game. When police finally arrested him, his last Instagram story was a selfie from the back of a police car. It received over 50,000 likes. Perhaps most disturbing was the 2017 case where a murder was live-streamed on Facebook Live. The killer broadcast the crime in real time to hundreds of viewers. Some watched in horror and called police. Others recorded it, shared it, commented with emojis. The video remained online for hours before being removed, but by then it had been saved and redistributed across multiple platforms. The killer became an overnight sensation, with fan pages appearing within 24 hours of his arrest. Let's talk about the fans, because they're as much a part of this story as the criminals themselves. On TikTok, fan accounts create montages of killers set to trending sounds. POV, you're dating the Deadpool Killer. Videos accumulate millions of views. Teenage girls post "Get ready with me" to go visit him in prison videos. Instagram is filled with fan art, filtered photos, and aesthetic edits that completely sanitize the violence. The victims are forgotten. The crimes are romanticized. The killer becomes a tragic, misunderstood figure. Psychology. Hurt people, they say, as if that excuses taking someone's life. In all this online frenzy, there's one group that's consistently forgotten: the victims and their families. While fan accounts celebrate killers, the families of victims are bombarded with messages defending the murderers. They're told their loved ones probably deserved it, or that they're being too harsh. Caught in a complicated position, they can't censor fast enough. By the time content is reported and removed, it's already been screenshot, downloaded, and reposted elsewhere. Algorithms don't understand context, they just know engagement. A video defending a killer performs identically to a video condemning one. Both get promoted, both go viral. Some platforms have implemented policies against glorifying violence, but enforcement is inconsistent. A video that clearly violates guidelines might stay up for days, while a victim's memorial post gets flagged for disturbing content. Phenomenon doesn't exist in a vacuum. It has real consequences. Young people exposed to this content develop distorted views of crime and punishment. Justice becomes a popularity contest. Empathy for victims decreases when killers are treated like celebrities. Affect the possibility that potential offenders see the fame and attention these killers receive and view it as incentive. And for families of victims, the online glorification of their loved one's murderer is a secondary trauma, a wound that never heals because it's constantly refreshed with every new post, every new fan account, every new viral video. So what can we do? First, be conscious of what you engage with. Every like, every share, every comment feeds the algorithm. Ask yourself, am I contributing to the glorification of violence? Second, remember the victims. When you see posts about these cases, seek out information about the lives that were lost, not just the person who took them. Third, report content that glorifies violence. Most platforms have reporting mechanisms, use them. And finally, have conversations. Talk to young people about the difference between fictional characters and real criminals. Discuss the ethics of true crime content consumption. The internet has given us unprecedented access to information, but it's also created echo chambers where dangerous ideas flourish. We all have a responsibility to be better digital citizens. The families of victims deserve more than our passive scrolling. They deserve our empathy, our respect, and our commitment to remembering that behind every viral crime story is real human suffering. This was Strange Chapter, and this was the dark reality of social media killers. If this video made you think, hit that like button. Share it with someone who needs to see this message. Subscribe to Strange Chapter for more deep dives into the stories that matter. And most importantly, leave a comment below. Let's have a real conversation about this issue. Stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next chapter.